Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome. So here we are once again, and we have a few things to talk about. Namely, industry. So I'm just going to wait for a few people to get into the actual stream before I go on about this point. As ideally I don't have to repeat it too many times. But yes, it's good to be back. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far, really. I mean, we've come quite a long way, haven't we? But yes, we'll get into this then. So, if we go over to the resource history of Honshu, do I have the music on a little bit loud? There we go, that's a lot better. Okay, so if we take a look at the resource history as we are now in turn 122, we can see here that the actual amount of resources within Honshu has increased again, which is quite a good result there. So if we can try to maintain steady levels and a steady increase, that will be good. That will definitely work out. It's good to see that this is increasing though. It's very good to see. So that does make me significantly happy. We do have a decent amount of oil in Japan at the moment. Obviously we are going to have to go through that pretty quickly. But what I wanted to point out is that we have 3,394 in heavy industrial points remaining to be used. Hello there, Emil, how you doing, my friend? So, yes, we are using the vast majority upon the naval yards at the moment. The merchant yard does take up a good few, vehicle production is quite large, actually. So we do need to actually figure out what we're doing with the vehicle production, really understand that side more. So if we look at, I'm just going to call this land production, so army production. It's a little bit more of a dense one to understand. Like, for example, we have, I think, right, production pool. We have a lot of vehicles within the pool, it seems. Right, replacement points needed 920. Armament 2,801. Manpower 33,525. Okay, so what we might want to do here then is, if we take a look, obviously, well, let's take a look at the chart. Right. Number of units. I wonder if we need to produce more armaments. How many armaments are we actually producing, to be fair? Will that come into industry? Potentially so. Right, armament factories. Okay, so we produce a lot of armaments in Honshu. This is Merchant Shipyard. There we go. Not a huge amount, really. Not a huge amount. So I do wonder if we do need to increase the amount of armaments that we are producing to actually try to make up for the losses we've incurred. If we take a look at our overview. So manpower. It would be good to know how much manpower we have in total, actually. I'm going to assume this is the total amount of manpower, perhaps? So we definitely do have the manpower. Infantry. I need to find the Imperial Guard Division. Right. Active will definitely help us out. Okay. Name. Would be nice to actually further divide this. Right, assault value is probably the best way. So we can see the 14th Division is by far our most powerful at the moment. I need to find the Imperial Guard Division. Obviously they're going to be quite weak at this moment in time. We might actually do better by going to their headquarters. So let's find the Imperial Guard Division, which I do believe is still over here. Or it might actually be in Saigon at the moment. Or Bangkok, actually. Where are they? Ah, they might still be travelling. Yes, here we go, Imperial Guard Division. So you are under the command of the 25th Army. Which comes under the... Is this a General Defense? Ah, Southern Army. Okay. Yeah, we just found it. That's good. So, Southern Army... Do they have a different name under here? Intriguing. My day's been good. How are you doing? Oh, you're asking Noah Hauser. Awkward. Alright then, let's figure this one out. Right. Then assault value is 147. I'm not seeing none in here, so perhaps something different. Reinforcement, perhaps? That's rather intriguing. Surely they don't count as a navy. No, I wouldn't imagine so. Yes, I can't quite seem to find them. Okay, that's rather intriguing. Okay, so what is our actual armament production? Right, that should be enough armaments. They may just need to go to an actual certain higher level facility, perhaps. We'll figure that one out. But at least we do have some information. Right. I feel it might be worth a bombardment over here. I know somebody's going to be certainly quite happy about that. But I'm quite worried that we might actually... I don't know. Or do we go for surface combat to begin with? I think maybe surface combat to begin with is probably the safest idea. We don't know what we might encounter within the port of Osthaven. I'm praying, absolutely praying, that we do not have mines. So what it might be worthwhile doing is to actually have... we'll make a smaller force of destroyers, perhaps. Okay, they don't have that ability. We'll put them back into Bushido. Yeah, this could go either very well or really quite poor. But we will move into Osthaven. Or perhaps, could we even bombard from here? We'll see, we'll see. Looks like they're going to have to go round. We do have a very, a very winning thing. I'm going to go in there with surface combat just in case. I don't want to encounter something and get absolutely destroyed, but what do you guys reckon? Could we go in there with bombardment on? It is something I'm quite worried about, that we might get technically surprised. So I think we'll go in there with surface combat, then we'll go for bombardment in the following turn then, once things are ideally cleared out. Okay, so we do have Goebutai over here. Now, Goebutai, they do have a few 0 squadrons. I'm actually very much considering having them fly over to the other carriers to Kiributai. Bombardment for fun and profit. I don't know. I guess if they go and bomb... Well, no, we'll have them run in surface. Yeah, I'm worried about those B-25s, but they do have a significant amount of actual AA. We do have the invasion force. We also do have Goyabutai, which is moving south too. So what we will do then probably is look at their... Right, so they're set to combat air patrol. Okay. Let's take a look at the actual other aircraft here. So torpedoes. It may be worthwhile to actually just keep them shorter ranged. Just so then we have more of our actual zeros available for combat. So we'll keep them at about 3 hexes, and then that should be okay for now. At least then anything that comes within range of Goyabutai is going to have a bad day. But if we can try to deal with the Mitchells, then we will actually do quite well. This is the thing, it's like I'm worried about the fact we supposedly had a CV spotted over this way. So that is something worth investigating. We do have fuel being loaded up over here. As soon as we have that fuel in a decent amount, we will move. In fairness, I do have a decent fuel reserve nearby. I mean, let's figure out what we have. I need somewhere with an actual port worth a damn. Okay, there's no fuel over here. I could go to Mersing, perhaps. Then again, that's not worth it. We do have a few ports along the coast, like Kotobaru has just over 1,000 fuel, which is not a lot, but still fuel. So there's fuel around here in these different little bases. So we do have fuel there and available if we need it. Set them to combat just in case. So yes, we'll go in there with a bombardment. These guys need to be loaded up onto these ships here. My day has been pretty chill, pretty chill. Not much going on really. Right, stop unloading. Load troops. And let's get underway. Step the load. There we go. We do have quite a few forces over here. Why is this taking such a long time? Is it due to the fact that it's a rather poor port? Right, apparently you're still loading. Well, loading is supposedly complete, so we will move out. What I'm going to do then is take these troops over here so that we can actually see what we have available. Then we'll work out what we can send over here to be effective. Hello there, Imperator Fron. Hello there, Lorenzo. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you. Okay, over in China. So we are dispatching the 9th Division to the south, as we do have some actual resistance over here. The other element of the 25th Division has arrived over here, though, which is quite good. So they'll be able to handle the situation for the time being. We do have a force of Chinese here to the south. I'm considering actually, do we dispatch another division here? Just to bring that to an end. Okay. Well, we've only just really started the stream. We're only about 40 minutes in. At the moment, we're trying to organise really what we're going to be doing in the next following turns. Right, so I'm going to put the other landing ship over here. We're also going to take these extra troop transports. I want this to be quite a large force that is capable of carrying a good number of troops. So this is actually a very well protected, well, force really. 29 ships, troop carrying capacity is massive. Cargo capacity is very large too. So 14 knots seems to be our fastest, supposedly. Shouldn't be. 17 knots should be good, but that's fine. Okay, let's start to load some troops then. Or is that unable to dock? Is that due to their weight? Okay. What we'll do then is we'll leave the escorts in another task force. So go here, form new task force, surface combat. There we go. So we'll put them into a separate task force here. Seems to have taken those from another task force. Okay, so task force 501 will be created, so we can actually have these guys go into port. So they're going to dock. 107,000 tons there. So now we'll load some troops. Right, seems we can assign these divisions to the southern headquarters. Okay. That's a lot of points. I very much hope that we do gain more points, perhaps. Let's see. That one seems like we'll need some political points. Ideally, I gain quite a few. We'll see how many we have in the following turn. Okay, not too bad. Okay. But either way, there's something that we do have to consider, and that is going to be conversions. Now, to do an actual conversion, I believe you need Tokyo's repair dockyard, or repair shipyard, to be size 50, so size 50. So we are actually going to have to use our spare heavy industrial strength to actually build up the Tokyo repair shipyards. So we do have a decent amount of storage. Supplies is what we'll need for that. So if we go over here to industry, I've already got this selected up here. So repair shipyard, let's see. So if I expand that by 10, that will cost me 1,000 supply, 100 heavy industry, and 100 manpower, which is honestly not that much. So I'm going to continue to expand that. And that doubles it. Oops. Didn't quite want it that large. Shit. Okay. We'll figure that one out. We'll figure that one out. I suppose it's not too bad to actually have that going ahead. Oh dear. I suppose it's not too expensive, so we haven't made too much of a mistake there. It might be worthwhile to take a look at other shipyards around the world here and decide where we want to expand them. I do want to actually increase the Ki-43 Oscar production. Now, the Oscar does use the HA-35, so I could do with actually upping the amount of production there. So I'm going to increase that by 20. So that's 2,000 supply. That's at Tokyo. We definitely have enough supply for that. We do have the heavy industry for that. There we go, we use that. Let's see about the HA-35. Now, if I was to expand this by 100, 10,000 supply, 1,000 heavy industry, 1,000 manpower. What we'll do is we'll go by about... we'll increase that to about 50. Well, actually, we'll go safe. We'll go for about 10 to begin with, and we'll see what we're like in terms of heavy industry. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure if we've used more than I would have been hoping to use. So we'll go from there. Okay. Now back to that good old family-friendly fun of sorting out convoys. Oh boy. So these are 18 knots. And this won't take long, thankfully. They don't need to be rearmed. Okay, so this is Task Force 81, so that can be merged into 185. Keep that destroyer separate. Now this irritates me because I don't know if these ships are actually 18 knots or whether they're BSing me. Seems they are BSing me. Okay, so that looks like a 15 knot ship. Yeah. So this would be a 13 knot and that would be a 14 knot. Sorry, 15 knot. Okay, this is a little bit confusing. So what we'll do then is we'll have them all load up these resources, and then once they're ready to go, we can sort them into their correct convoys. Hello there, JV. How are you doing, my friend? How is... Oh, is it Bordeaux that you're from? I believe you mentioned you were from Bordeaux. There we go, they're on their way in there. Right, load resources. There we go, works out well enough. Indeed. Right, load these resources. Okay, so by the time these larger convoys actually do make it into port, they are going to be carrying a very large amount of resources, which is very good actually. Once we have all those resources coming into Japan, along with the other convoys from East Asia, and as well obviously Port Arthur, as well as Shanghai, we are going to be able to build that resource count back up pretty quickly, which is going to be the most ideal situation. Okay, keep loading. We are definitely throwing everything into this. Okay, that is a lot of resources. We will be able to recover. We definitely will be able to recover. We lost quite a few by being not so diligent, but we can make up for that. That AMC would be quite nice out there. I need to find the ones with actual aircraft capacity. They definitely are very effective. I remember the weirdest things. Right, there we go. Our forces are marching. Seems the tanks are definitely pulling out in front. Okay. Woo. This is a difficult situation because at the end of the day, I do not want them to go over there on their own. They should be really following these forces, but they are definitely hauling ass. At the end of the day, if they do arrive and there's no enemies in place, then I'm not going to complain. So, we do have these forces over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to march them over this way. At the end of the day, I do have an infantry force, infantry brigade being sent over this way, so that should be able to handle it, and will be pretty close by the time they arrive, so no Chinese forces will be able to get in the way. Now then, I do need some reconnaissance running over here. So I'm going to ask you to reconnaissance, well, this area, well, reconnoiter? I can't remember how you pronounce it, actually. Let's figure out what we have here. I mean, capturing this would be quite nice, but it's not really worth much. Let's scout out Nanyang. Right, keep up the pressure. We'll send reinforcements. Set all to follow. Engineers aren't too bad, actually, but I do need them here. Okay, hello there, Death Brief. How you doing, my friend? I think you're new to the actual streaming scene. Don't believe I've seen you in the chat before. So, hello and welcome. Okay, so we do have plenty of troops out and about the Empire, but I do need to put into actual use. And they will be. They definitely will be. Right, good, they're loading. Okay, you're heading into port. Loading over here. And let's see, are they unloading? They're unloading supplies here. And over here. Superb. Right, we do have these two sub-chasers. So what we will do then is we'll set them to patrol off the coast of Hawaii. But I'm actually going to take, well, control of them. And set their patrol paths manually. We'll do that more and more as well. So you can see we still have gaps, but we are covering more and more of Japan. And to be fair, I don't know why I'm covering this area. Mine layer, you say? Let's have you sent somewhere useful, where I can actually do something with you in the future. So I'm going to send you to Shimonoseki. Okay. They are pretty damn slow. Send them to Fusan, start loading resources. Actually, what's their capacity? It's tiny, but at the end of the day, it's supposedly worthwhile. And what do we have here? Supposed contact will be rather interesting. Okay. Travel around here, let's see what we can pick off. At the end of the day, I'm prepared for the loss of a armed merchant vessel. I just want to see if it could be any way effective. Yeah, no aviation support is not good. There we go. Now, do I go for a port attack? That could be the question. But we will see what happens. I don't believe they're actually in port anyway. Right. Okay, do I have any sort of combat ships? That's the question. Right, these guys are too slow. Yeah, coffee time, convoy simulator. Yeah, no sign of that supposed task force, which was around here. That does really worry me, as I've not seen anything of that. It's got to have been something. Got to have been. But we do have a supposed carrier here. I remain to be convinced. So we'll find out. In fairness, what we could do here then is actually set these aircraft to recon that area. In fact, it might help if we actually turn this here. Let's make sure... naval search is probably a better idea. Okay, now we should probably get some information. There's not a huge amount for me to actually do this turn. We do have things running along fairly well. So that's just quite nice. Let's see, what do I have spare? I'll send the 35th Division. They can be moved to Hangzhou, and then they can move to support our forces over here. Yeah, it's unfortunate this base has a garrison requirement. Oh well. Okay, let's load some extra engineers. That's actually quite a significant capacity. Yep, so we'll load them on. They'll come in extreme use. And in fairness, I could actually move them down to Malaya. Yeah, supposedly. Sweep mission over it, and you will see what kind of planes will defend the combat air patrol. Well, this is it. I've not seen anything, which is rather remarkable. We are moving closer. Or, well, we will be moving closer to. So in fairness, I think I will move over this way. I do want to see what happens. So I do think everything is A-okay for now. So we'll issue the order to go, and we'll see what happens. Ideally, we find a carrier. I mean, this is it. Is that an ideal thing? Is that a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? I mean, if it's a carrier that we can destroy, then that's absolutely fantastic. We'll see what happens anyway. I think the actual torpedo bombers and bombers will do the job of actually drawing out any combat air patrol. So at the end of the day, if it is in fact the carrier, I'd rather try to attack it and sink it with the Zeros escorting. But, right, okay, that's going to be rather interesting once they enter into that port. I'm genuinely hoping it's not mines. If it's only a couple mines, we'll be okay. It's just they're significantly bloody deadly. So I am praying that there's no mines. Absolutely praying. So I've been fucked over by mines a lot. Well, now then, that's rather interesting. So we have 4 hits on SSS-37. Now that's rather interesting. Right, here we go. Well, yeah, that's pretty fucked. I don't know about you guys, but do you think this is pretty fucked? Because I think this is pretty fucked. I mean, I just think the city of Manchester can take it. I just think they can handle that. You know what? I'm going to enjoy this. This is going to be a fair, a fair fight. Oh, wow. That is so buggered. Yeah, 4 hits. That's pretty impressive. British aircraft carriers only have swordfishes, don't we? Italians at Tarantos. You know what? I actually bloody hate, with an actual passion, the biplanes. They seem to be the most effective aircraft in this world. Okay, so I'm pretty sure she's dead. Hello there, Tazla. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I think she's going to go down. Ooh, yeah, she did. There's no getting out of that one. I mean, can you imagine you're in harbour and you see over 100,000, perhaps over 200,000 tons of Japanese steel sailing towards you? You're not getting out of that, are you? Okay. So we'll enter into the port of Osthaven. And ideally there are no mines. I am praying that there are no mines. Mines are my biggest worry right now. I think the B-25s are a definite threat. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, they are definitely a threat. But I believe the AA can handle them. We do have a decent amount of armor, so unless they get a lucky hit in there. Oh, there we go, Clan Alpine. Hit off the American coast. That's good. I like that. Oh, Clan Alpine again. You are not having a good day, my friend. I believe she will go down. Yes, and she does. Okay. So, our invasion force is just a turn out, well, just a day out of, if not, it's only a few hours out of Osthaven. So it seems our task force has actually entered into Osthaven with no mines present, which is fantastic. So we can open up the bombardment guns and let loose the dogs of war. Hello there, Cassie. How are you doing, my friend? And you're off to work. See you later, mate. I need to make sure I've got aviation support here. That's a pretty heavy amount of aircraft. Okay, so we are loading up a couple of groups of engineers over here in Japan. So we'll have them sent to Hankow, ideally. Start to transfer the Japanese Air Force in China over that way. At least then we can actually have them repaired and made ready and move them out. Okay, well that's good then, so at least we have a couple Zeros to defend us. Now they do have a good couple Warhawks, so this is going to be a rather dicey fight. But the pilots from Goei Butai are well rested anyway. I've been waiting for this to time for 2 episodes, yeah, tell me about it. They are flying at the correct altitude, so that should be good. Right, so it's interesting to see that they're flying from Batavia, well, Batavia. So at least we might know where to actually bombard. And there's a lot of nice industry over there. Well, the issue is if we send anything to Singapore, it counts as an assault. And that really, really bloody hurts. Okay. I'm praying that we don't get a hit here. I think we should be okay. Okay, let's see the results of the battle. Okay, well that's actually not bad at all. We didn't lose any aircraft ourselves. We did destroy a Mitchell, damaged 4 more, and destroyed a P-40E. Maya Anachi received 0 damage. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, that 1-0 is not going to do a goddamn thing. Right, Hyuga. Now, Yamashiro. I think Yamashiros are most modern. Okay, so that's another Warhawk destroyed, and B-25 Mitchell. Okay, so let's take a look over here at the aircraft comparison. So the B-25 Mitchell. So this bad boy is... Do they have the capability to carry torpedoes? I don't believe so. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's actually fair bomb armament, but it's no torpedo, so I don't think they'll be very effective against this. But who knows? Okay, there's one Mitchell. 10 dead Mitchells, right? Well, 1-0. Okay, Yamashiro and ECA again. 3 damaged Mitchells. Fuck me, they have a lot of Mitchells. Probably our saving grace here. I mean, at the end of the day, if they are hit by a bomb, I don't think it'll do too much damage to them. They would kind of, well, designed the other short bomb bay. Yeah, I mean, these ships were pretty much designed to take bomb hits. Actually, no, not really. That's not quite an accurate thing to say, I suppose. That's a large force. I mean, I don't know. I suppose they could probably withstand a few bombs. It's just depends really on the size of the bomb and obviously how it lands and where it lands. It depends if they have an armoured deck, really. Right, never destroyed by flak. That's not going to go well. Should not have sent them so close. Every goddamn time. I really wish you could exclude targets. I should have just completely turned off the attack runs by the bombers. But that's what we'll learn from that. We'll not make that mistake again. Yeah, depends on the armor versus the high explosives. Skip bombing. So they probably hit the side, so the belt armor, which is pretty much the thickest part of the armor, if I'm correct. That's interesting to see that the Zeros haven't responded. I really do need some airfields. If I can gain the airfield at Osthaven and actually make use of that, actually get some aviation support there, we will be able to really seize air supremacy in that area. Ooh, hello! That's a nice big target. That is indeed a nice big target. And she goes down too, so that's 2 sank off the American coastline. Fantastic. We lost a few planes, unfortunately, but luckily none of our ships were actually damaged. Okay, those airfield units need to move up to Hankow. They're blocked by the Chinese on the track, so however. Wow! I am definitely glad that nothing was there. Jesus Christ, they are moving fast! I don't think I've actually been prepared for that movement speed, but goddamn, they are hauling ass. Where's that Chinese force gone? There was a Chinese force here. Where has that gone? What the hell? I'm not complaining. I'm definitely not complaining. Okay, that's pretty rough. I need to stop them digging in. Okay, deliberate attack might make some ground there. I'd actually break off from Osthaven and go after Batavia. Well, it's quite a bold tactic, I'm not gonna lie. We'll evaluate it. We'll take a look at that. If all of their bombers are there, it's an easy target. Well, that's true. That's true. We'll consider that, actually. Man, those casualties are heavy. I mean, do I risk a deliberate attack there? Okay, yeah, so we will definitely go with a deliberate attack over there. That should be quite effective. Reinforcements are definitely needed here, but the 9th Division is on its way. But once we take out these forces, that is... I mean, these forces here, and obviously these forces over here, they're by far the strongest. And it's interesting to see that we... have the Chinese pulled back along the coast, or have they just starved? I'm not seeing them. It's a bold, course that no Hauser. It is a very bold course. Ah, we gained a new tanker there. New Air Force Unit 2. That's fantastic. Right then, again we didn't see anything over this way. Can't see anything around here. Okay. Do we bring Kidabutai in to support ourselves? I think we'll bring them to the south. I mean, do I run a deliberate attack here? What do you guys reckon? Assault strength is a 705. It's not very large. I don't have that many troops there either. Okay. I mean, supposedly no troops over here. Supposedly. I mean, we have, what, 15,000 frontline troops here? It's going to have a garrison, surely. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. How are new infantry divisions formed? Does the point of origin make a difference? Well, we'll gain new forces which will arrive at certain predefined destinations. So, as far as I'm aware, I don't think we'll really produce a new division as such. I mean, we'll have ones that are scripted. Other than that, they'll arrive... Right, they're on right, training, okay. God, they got butchered. Right, stand down, just train. Okay. What's that task force north of Java? This one, Go Butai? Oh, do you mean this one over here? It looks like a load of PT boats, so nothing really too strong. Oh, do you mean just a tanker over here? A couple of subs. We do have 2 ships over here, so it doesn't appear to be what we saw earlier, thankfully. Right, let's move in and chase these guys down. Defeat them again, ideally. I think what we'll do then with Go Butai is have all the zeros set to full combat air patrol. I think they're all buggered, really. There's not many fighters here, but at the end of the day, a few zeros will make a difference. Okay. Oh, you got to go now? Ah, see you later, Fron. Have a good one, my friend. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this as... And then at least if something does go hideously wrong, we know what, we know we can go back. Okay, these guys should be moving his board. Yeah, they didn't actually pick these guys up. That's irritating. Okay. Hello there, Gigi. I don't know how you pronounce that. AI in this game sometimes has scripted set of moves. I don't know if it's only in historical difficulty. For example, Jap AI always moves carry groups between Borneo. Alright, interesting. I'd imagine they probably will have a similar set of AI behaviour. Now, we did do quite well over here. There's supposedly a tanker as well, so we'll see what we can do with that one. Now, over here, what do we have? Sub Patrol. They look ready to go by me. Well, yeah, they look primed and ready to go. Superb. Okay, so, they are pretty long range. Are they equipped with aircraft? They are. And they're ready to go. Now, we can't do any aircraft upgrades over here, so we'll send that task force out. And I'll send it out... Where do we send it? We'll send it out this way to San Francisco. That's quite a few submarines. Engine damage. Engine damage. But you know what, they are ready to go. So we'll transfer out the shorter range submarine. And we'll take these other submarines out this way too. I really do want to cover this area quite heavily, as this is where the vast majority of the American fleet will come from. Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably mined, which is a real big issue. 3 destroyers. Right, we are loading quite a bit of oil over here. Well, quite a bit of fuel. Are my engineers here? They are. Yeah, I'd say they're actually quite far from the headquarters. Why do I have so little political points? Let's see. Right, we do have aviation support. We do have naval support. Fantastic. So that means that we should start to repair over here then. That's very good. Lovely jubbly. Bunch of supplies. Good amount of fuel. So with the actual support, they should start to come back online, which should be good for us. Right, we're trying to expand that airfield. We do have a lot of fuel here. Okay, so almost every ship has been refueled, just one over here which is a patrol boat. But that's really good then. So if we take a look then, well this is it. Do I keep these cargo ships in this area? Possibly a good idea. We do have a few tankers here as well. Destroyer tender, rather interesting. Okay, do have a few troop transports as well. Just need to make the best use of them. Hello there, Carl. How are you doing, my friend? Okay. Would be pretty interesting if this game was multiplayer with more than one player on this side. The game runs more real-time than the players must work as one. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can try and arrange some kind of play by email in the future. Make sure you bomb these logistics of Singapore and the Philippine armies. It's one of those things of it's easier said than done. Definitely easier said than done. Okay, these guys have just arrived, so we'll have them start loading resources. What we'll do then is we will go ahead and grab the save file here. Oh, I just want to quickly show you guys as well. I actually managed to get bombing the right to work. So this is something I need to figure out how to actually play. I did install a mod for it as well. So if I go here, it also has the most obnoxiously loud click you've ever heard in your life. And it goes through my soul every goddamn time. And it changes back. Because people like that. But if we take a quick look, I don't know. I'm just going to quickly show you guys what the game looks like. I need to figure out how it plays. Then we'll probably have a series on it in the future. Now, I did have the Historical Gamer play it some time ago. And I think he mentioned it'd be something I'd like. So I'm going to take on the Germans. And I'm going to figure that shit out. The music's actually freaking fantastic, and I need to actually turn this off now before I get copyrighted, because that shit happens. I actually like to make something from this. God damn it, probably got myself copyright now. But yeah, that's something we'll take a look at in the future, if you guys are lucky. But I probably got myself copyright now. God damn it. Did I get that save? It does have some really fantastic music though. Like, really good. I've actually added the tracks to the one in the East and one in the West playlist, so that's going to be good next time I do the... and it's at 1920 by 1080, but yeah, it's like a bit weird, a bit janky. And if there's a way to improve that, I'd love to find out. If only someone works for Matrix could help. I mean, I could ask them about that, to be fair, see what they could do. It was a struggle to get it to play 1920 by 1080 and windowed. That was a fucking struggle and a half. I just stopped swearing. There we go. Run that. Okay. Right, so we'll load the new turn. Read that turn. Oh, so I finished watching the the new series of Legends Legends of Galactic Heroes. That's pretty cool. The like scene at the end, the like battle at the end, is freaking awesome. Just gonna wait on the next few episodes to come out, and I'm probably going back and watch the original actually. I had a battle with Darkest Hour. Oh, Jesus. See, I'd love to get a 4K monitor, but the thing is, it's like, I might as well just keep to 1920 by 1080, works out cheaper for me, because at the end of the day, that's the best you can really get. I mean, sure, you can get 4K on YouTube, but most people watch in 1920 by 1080. So that works for me. Okay, let's sort by severity here, to do obviously the quick rundown. Out of fuel. Okay, interesting. Wagga wagga. Repair completed. That's what I like to see. New porters arrived. New ship has arrived. So we actually did quite well here. Yeah, I can't believe they actually reached that city. That was bloody incredible. I mean, the reality is, if they actually do capture that and we do move on, we can actually blitz the Chinese forces pretty quickly out there. Okay, let's do the quick check. Okay, that's very good. We'll check on the resources. Okay, that's good. That's very good. So obviously it's gone down by about 10,000, but you imagine we've actually been using those resources. Those resources haven't gone idle. So that's really good to see that we're actually maintaining this sort of stockpile. And it will go up. It will continue to go up. I mean, we've got a couple 100,000 tons of resources to come soon. I was looking at the enemy you're talking about, but I'm very confused as to where to start. Let's see. 1 second. Hold up a moment. Okay. So this is the version I'm talking about. So, I don't know, yeah, heck it. I found it on Crunchyroll. It's on Crunchyroll anyway. I don't know what this actually means because I'm not very eloquent like that. But it's pretty good. Pretty good. The animation's decent. Story's rather interesting. So I think I'm going to go back and watch the original, to be fair. What was I going to do? I forgot what I was going to do. Damn it. Okay. I don't know of any allied ones. God damn it, what was I going to do? I forgot. I don't think I need that. Okay. Is Hiru ready? 5 days. Not long now. I think I just wanted to check on the resource situation, to be fair. Okay, so we don't have the political points. This is going to be rather intriguing. Do I actually gain those political points back? I need to figure out how it works with political points. Okay, so yes, there's still troops over here. There's still these troops over here, which is rather intriguing now. So we do have this base. We've actually captured that. Yeah, we've actually captured that. I mean, what do you do when nearly 400 armored fighting vehicles show up? I mean, you don't do shit, do you? You just simply don't. Okay. 3,500. Not huge numbers down this way. So they will move over here to engage with the enemy. I think what we do then is... we'll go for a shock attack. Obviously just to make sure we actually capture the settlement. And then we'll move on forwards. But I didn't think we'd reach this objective anytime soon, so that's rather impressive. Yeah, pretty much. Have them start planning. Okay. Reinforcements are on the way. We'll try a deliberate attack over here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Aircraft support. Why are you loading supplies? Fairly sure I got rid of them, but okay. I guess I just, right, return to pool. Now that is intriguing. How much does that cost me? Quite a lot, actually. It's about 1,000 supply. Ooh. Bandai. I do wonder what happens if we send them into Singapore. I know they're probably going to get blown up, but you know what? That doesn't really matter. I mean, this is only 1,000. It's about 3,000 supply. That's not a huge amount. I'd be rather interested to see what they find in there. And if they actually do find something within the harbour, that is going to be mightily interesting. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to be rather intrigued to see. So yes, we are going to go for Batavia. So if it goes wrong, then you know who to blame. Hint, it's not me. But we'll go from there. We'll see how that turns out. I'm sure it'll be fine. Sure it'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Okay. I really don't have that much to do right now. Waiting for our forces to gather, really. So we'll go for bombardment here. And once these guys are defeated, then that's good. But yep, our troops are marching. I just can't believe the speed at which these guys are able to move. That's some real high gear. And again, it does make sense considering that they're armoured. But, at the end of the day, if we take the settlement, we take the settlement. So, not going to complain. Okay, so we'll move forwards. I don't think there's anything critical I've forgotten. It's the Supreme Commander's fault, obviously. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Right then. Yeah, we've actually occupied that settlement, so that's fantastic. Right. I can't blame the advisor. Well, we'll see what happens. At the end of the day, if we do take Batavia, then that is going to be really well worth the effort. It depends whether there are mines, obviously, there. I don't know if there's mines. We got quite lucky with Osthaven. I think Batavia will definitely have mines. There will be some mines, I'd imagine. But we'll see how we get on. Ideally, it's not a complete bloodbath. But at the end of the day, we do have a save beforehand, so we'll see how things go. We'll see how they, in fact, turn out. But if we are to capture Batavia, then at least there's a decent port there, so we could put those damage ships directly into the port there and save them quite a miserable death. We do have some friendly ports nearby that could accommodate some ships, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm very nervous about this. I don't think it's going to go too badly. I really don't. But we'll see. I'm just trying to comfort myself before the inevitable storm comes ahead, and we are blown out of the water. Well, that's unsurprising. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, so I'm kind of hoping that at least one of these submarines actually do make it through. Hello there, Bjorn. How you do, my friend? We kind of send in a bunch of midget submarines to their midget deaths. Son of a bitch. Well, that's possibly the most valuable ship I've lost so far. God damn it. I need that to survive. I don't know if it will. Right, she's on fire with heavy damage. We can take her into port ideally. No, she goes down. Well, that's probably the most valuable loss I've suffered. Okay, and Bushido moves into port. We'll have to see if any of the midget submarines made it into port there at Singapore. I don't believe so, but we'll be interested, nonetheless. Okay, so Mutsu. Oh, that's a submarine tender, so that's actually a worthwhile target. Hello there, Norbert, how you doing, my friends? Define midget death. Yeah, sick minefield. So the port of Singapore definitely does have a rather remarkable defense. Okay, so she sunk, sorry. Don't be mines, don't be mines. Ooh, what do we have there? Okay, so that looks to be, what, a cargo ship? Yeah, I can imagine they're surprised. So we have a long-length torpedo strike here. Yeah, so that's a cargo ship. I don't imagine, what is that, Trina is going to make it out alive. Yeah, I do feel like the heavy guns of the battleships are going to bring that to a quick conclusion. What kind of ship was it that you lost? I lost a aircraft auxiliary, which is rather irritating because I did actually count on that being in Borneo. But alas, we'll have to move on and deal with that loss in time. I honestly didn't expect us to lose that with the escort being around it. Then again, it might have been due to the fact it doesn't have the anti-submarine warfare capabilities of other destroyers, but we'll find out. Now, if Minakaze could sink the submarine propoys, then that would be quite nice. But alas, no. Okay. This should be quite an eventful turn. That's intriguing to see that the Mitchells are actually not attacking the invasion force. Ideally, they're still at Batavia, so if we actually do land and capture Batavia, then ideally we could knock out a bunch of those, yeah, they're sinking. Now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, some of these submarines might have made it through. And that's cost us a couple thousand supply, but we'll see if that's worthwhile. Okay, is that a lack of mines? If so, that is really great news. We can see here, Hyuga and the other battleships will begin their bombardment. I mean, everything in the task force will begin bombardment. Bushido is actually quite gun-heavy as well. Has the second, well, I believe the largest concentration of battleships. So this is pretty good. So we're seeing these 360mm guns go to work here, along with the 140cm guns. Millimeter, sorry. Yeah, Yamashiro. Okay. Hopefully this bombardment will soften up the defenders quite dramatically. And if we can actually hit some of these Mitchells on the airfield, that would be quite lovely. This is good to see a good solid bombardment. Hello there, Christoph. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. We've had a rather interesting session so far. Okay. So we'll move forward. Wow! Okay, so you can see there 14 Warhawks were damaged, 5 destroyed on the ground, only 3 coastal guns fired in defense there. So we had Hyuga, Ise, Yamashiro, Fuso, Mutsu, Nagato, the heavy cruisers Suzuya, Mikuma, Megami, Ashigara, Nashi, Hiruro, Maya, Atago, Takao, Kuma. Yeah, so quite a lot of ships there. Bloody hell. So the Allies have taken 532 casualties. That's a lot of casualties. Bloody hell. The runway has been decimated. Absolutely decimated. So Batavia has actually been quite heavily damaged there. But those are some pretty nice losses, and we can keep up that bombardment. So it seems like the Mitchell flights will no longer be running now. So, congratulations to Newhausen, you didn't actually seal the fate of Bushido for now. But we'll see. We still have the invasion force at land with 15,000 men and equipment. So if we do take Batavia, then that will actually be quite nice. If I actually do take and secure... Right, yeah, minefields. Okay. Seems Hyuga hit a mine. Oh, okay. Yeah, the midget submarines aren't going to survive this, are they? He says hit a mine. Well, we're kind of hoping that our battleships will survive, right? Fuso hits a mine. Our midget subs are just being decimated by mines. Oh boy, I can't wait to see the results of this. Okay, the city can't do. Good solid hit. So it seems like the battleships were hit by at least 1 mine each. We'll have to see what the damage is there. Right, Canterbury goes down. But I mean, that was quite a successful bombardment. It might be worthwhile to actually send these submarines in there and leave them there, but we'll see. It's a difficult one. Mines are a bloody pain in the arse. I don't think we lost any of our capital ships, so we'll have to see. But I'd imagine they're going to be quite slow now. Am I not going to be unloading this turn? If I can unload this turn and get troops ashore, I will be happy. So we have a lot of activity around Java and Sumatra at this point in time. So we're going to hope that the damage control works. Yeah, good subs. They've actually done quite well off the coast. We do have about, what, is it 4, 5 submarines heading out that way too? Oh, they actually lost a couple of guns. That's quite good. Okay, further 113 casualties reported there. 167, that's quite a heavy amount of casualties there. That's good. I'm worried about the battleships. I am very, very concerned about Bushido. It's one of those of, I don't know how many mines there are there. Right. Well, at least we have 2 zeros to help defend us. It seems like they've actually moved this airfield potentially over this side of Java. But we'll see how that goes. We did knock out a heck of a lot of the Warhawks. I mean, 5 destroyed on the ground. A further, what was it, 14 to 15 damaged? So, they're not going to be really doing too much, are they? Okay. Now, I am quite worried as these battleships have sustained damage, so they will be more susceptible and more vulnerable. But let's hope our luck holds out. Okay. The luck does. We do lose a 0, which is a shame, but at least we don't take any damage. Okay, further raid. Let's just see how that turns out. Another damaged. Okay. That's a lot of aircraft. An increasing amount of aircraft. Yeah, there's our zeros. What do we have here? Come on, give me that information. It's really awkward sometimes. One ship. So that's one Hudson down. What have we found here then? Yeah, so something not really worth the effort there. There's a lot of activity over here though. Ideally I haven't lost many planes. Right, so we lose a 0, but they lose a plane. Actually no, that's actually worked out quite nice. AGP, so I do believe these are actually, so we have what, 2 troop transports as well as 2 auxiliary, I think they're just general purpose auxiliaries, so that's actually worthwhile. And then an oiler's actually worth quite a lot. Right, what do we have over here then? A tanker, wow. It seems like our attack on Java has actually stirred up the hornet's nest. Wait, are these Ks using bombs? Why are they using bombs? I mean, if it works out, I'll not say no, but still it's rather odd. Wow, okay, so we have another further 2 tankers over there. 2 AMCs, so these are like coastal minesweepers, I believe. Okay, that's not a good situation. Right, we lose quite a few aircraft there. Not really worth that attack. Yeah, I'm gonna lose those valves. Okay, so the AMC there sank. No battleship, luckily. But it seems like almost all of the midget submarines have been destroyed. In fairness, if I've... right, these are actually flying from Chongqing. So I wonder, are these the Flying Tigers? If so, I mean, it definitely seems like that, because those do look like American aircraft. Yeah, sadly. I need to really just cancel these bombers. This is not the right area for them to be in action. Kidabutai really does need a rest. Okay. Sea Lion. What do we have here to the north? 2 ships. Yeah, we are losing pilots, which is a shame. Any word on the battleships and the mines? Well, we know that at least 3 of the battleships there were damaged. I don't know the extent of their damage, but at the end of the day, we'll find out in time. Okay, so we actually got 2 hits on Sea Lion there. That's pretty good. Right, here we go. Another bombardment to follow up. That's a lot of AMCs. Wow. There's a sudden rush of activity around here. Okay, so let's see how they get on then. So 52, bloody hell, 134 guns fire. 134 coastal guns. So Izu has been hit twice. We actually got off there quite lightly. Seems our troops are coming ashore. Okay, so a further 43 casualties. Ideally, we do get those troops off it. We're going to have to maintain our position there for some time. We may have some destroy minesweepers in the actual invasion task force. So what we'll do then is we do have them is set them to their own designated task force of obviously minesweeping and hopefully clear those mines. I think the battleships, of all ships to actually be hit by a mine, they're the ones that are most likely able to take it, so at least that is something. I think with Kidabutai, we are going to have to set her bombers to a very restricted range of about perhaps even 1 hex, maybe 2 hexes, because at the end of the day, she's really not in good shape. She does definitely need a lot of time to R&R. Okay, deliberate attack over here. Hopefully this will be a success, and this will be another settlement captured in China. Okay, yeah, it seems that way too. Banzai! Superb. $756 casualties. That's great. Another city in southern China falls. Okay. So of course the deliberate attack is quite risky, but at the end of the day, I need to continue to damage these forces. Reinforcements are on their way. Perhaps even another division will be required. But we'll see how we get on. I don't know, guys, what do you reckon? Do we try a deliberate attack? I mean, there's a lot of units that are irrelevant, but there are some units here that are certainly capable. Okay. I just want to see what my advice has caused. Right, supposedly we might be able to beat that. It's a different story though when you're attacking. Okay, there's actually some decent troops here. At least the 33rd Division here. I mean, that is a good, strong force. 2 casualties. In fairness, we'll just keep up the bombardment. Allied shock attack. Wow, that was a... That is a lot of troops there. I don't think the 18th RGC Temporary Division is going to make it out alive. Yeah, they're pretty boned. But we can definitely see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 cores here. That is a lot of troops. 1,000 and... 1,000... Yeah, they're destroyed outright. Just destroyed. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a significant threat of just under 50,000 troops. Seems we are going to have to reinforce this line. And I may have sent extra forces this way. We'll have to see what we have at Xinjiang. Xinjiang is not looking too handy right now. So I'm going to have to send up forces, potentially from Shanghai, over to here. We need to reinforce ourselves. Okay. So it's been a very eventful turn. A very, very eventful turn. We're going to immediately take a look at... Come on, Newhouse, we're going to take a look in a moment. Hold your horses. Okay. We'll see the damage in just a moment. There we go. Let's immediately go over here. Okay, so damage isn't too particularly bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's a lot of major damage. Don't get me wrong. There's no fires, which is quite nice. Okay, so they've all sustained damage. I think it's definitely a case of cruise speed here. Okay. I do believe that Kiributai does need to return to port, so she is going to head to Kamran Bay. She needs support. No, she needs R&R, really. Right. What do we have on the ground, then? We do have a good amount of salt value in the form of this division. Do we have any further forces unloading? There's still another 4,000 troops aboard there, almost 5,000, plus their equipment. And there's a lot of supply there. So we will be able to run a prolonged campaign from here, ideally. I was really hoping we'd have some minesweepers. Sadly not. Okay, we're just going to have to keep this up. I think we go for another bombardment. We'll retire soon. Ideally, they don't receive further damage. Right, I genuinely don't know how many mines there are. Wow, that's only 380 troops, that's nothing. Okay, we'll go for a shock attack, destroy them. Okay, so we've captured the settlement over here, which is fantastic. So we'll allow our forces to catch up. Right, stop building that. Okay, 43,000 troops. Oh, did I send another force? I might have sent another force, actually. Right, so we'll set them all to the correct mode. We'll set them all to a deliberate attack as well. We should be able to crush them. They should be heavily, heavily damaged. Did I actually send any reinforcements? I don't think I actually did I? Well, that's fine. We'll make do. Okay, we're going to try a deliberate attack over here now. How many? 0. Intriguing. I wonder if that's due to me having forces outside. Right. We need to start fortifying ASAP. We do have level 4 fortifications, so at least that is something. I can send a brigade. So I'll do just that, have them sent immediately to Xinjiang to reinforce the garrison. Do our forces march in here. I do have the 13th Division. Wuchang does require a garrison, quite a weighty garrison at that. Right, in fact, we'll take the 35th and have that sent over here to Chengchao. I'm going to send the 29th Division to aid in the battle over this way. Those forces will move over this way. We should be able to withstand that, but that seems to be a Chinese counterattack in this area. To lose a force outright does hurt, but we'll see how we go on. Okay. So what I want you to do is stop your missions. So stand down. Reconnaissance can keep going. Wow, that's a huge amount not ready. Just leave them here. Okay, they're looking pretty good. Are you... Are you going to meal as well? Right, they seem ready. Let's help out our forces over here. At the end of the day, if I defeat them there, I can actually open up the rail line, allowing access from Shanghai to Hankow and Wuchang, which would be great. Are you going? Ah, see you later there, Emil. Have a good one, my friend. Oh, you're not? Oh, right, fair enough. Feeling teased. Okay. Right. What do you guys reckon? Do we keep our battleships here? I think we will keep them here just to prolong that bombardment. They are damaged, but once we do expend all the munitions, I think we leave then, potentially. I just worry that if we leave, we are spending a lot of our power. At the end of the day, these guys need to be in action. I mean, what are we facing here? That's 13,000 troops. That's a considerable amount. So, support is definitely required. And in fairness, is it worth it to actually have Kidabutai use her flights to actually bomb them? That could be. How's your R&D plane? Any new plane available? No, not as of yet. I think what we'll do then is we'll take some fuel from over here. Start sending it down that way. Just any extra fuel is better than nothing. We do have another oiler here that's loading. So we'll start sending them out. So a good few thousand tons of fuel will make a difference. So another bombardment down here. Right, at last we've finally arrived here. I don't know what we're actually facing, so we'll go for a bombardment. Okay. Loaded our troops. I think we will try something down here. I'm not entirely sure what, but we might. Okay. I recommend not spending all your munitions on bombardment in case you encounter enemy ships on the way home. Maybe you should do R&D into plane. There's a load of candy menu. God damn it. I was reading that so seriously, then. I'm going to imagine that's actually held, but we'll see. Well, then again, not safe route. So, direct. How do I try my luck down here? I might have some luck, so we'll try it. How do I? We'll try and be lucky. I think over here might be possible. So we'll go with that, see how that goes. The situation in China is rather interesting at the moment. We are making a lot of gains. We've captured the base down here to the south. Now, does this have a garrison requirement? It actually does not, which is awesome. So that means that I can actually keep marching. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow up and try to destroy those troops there. We do have forces in the south that are making good work. Garrison requirement is actually 120, so I could send out extra forces if I wanted to. Indeed. Okay. I think I'll have these guys go for a bombardment, actually. At least then they can help out our troops that are going into direct combat. Yeah, so let's go bombard over here. You do have some decent guns, so that's worthwhile. We can just keep rearming you at Shanghai and keep up that bombardment. Okay, I do have forces over here that I would like to use. There's a lot of strength. I mean, what is the fortification of this settlement? 3, which is pretty good. Okay. Decent amount of supplies in. I think what I need to do then is actually withdraw this division back over to Hankow. Okay. At least we have some extra support. I want war in the West Scope game about more modern wars. I don't know, maybe Command... Well, CMANO, is it? Command Modern Air and Naval Ops or something like that. That could probably do it. It's not going to be quite the same, but hey, we'll see. They're not too heavily damaged. Not too heavily damaged. I mean, Hyuga is the worst one here. She did take a lot of damage. She has got 25% flood damage, engine damage quite... it's up there. I think she will be able to survive another bombardment. Okay, fair enough. I can't really think of something to suggest for the time being, really. Okay, so I'm just going to save here. Right, so you're unloading. I just need to tell them to just pick up only troops. Right, we are making contact actually quite nicely. So you're returning to... Well, you should be returning to Midway. But we do have extra submarines on their way from Midway. So that's good news. Yeah, so we are actually catching some flies in our spider's web. That's good to see. Not... Ooh, hello. Supposedly... Some ships there. Destroying Minesweeper. So yeah, it's actually doing us quite a lot of good having these guys here. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we were unlucky over here. So that's just heading on its merry way. I mean, why the bloody hell not? Ah, dear. Dear, oh dear. Right, that base force will come in handy. It's just once I get to deploy it, that is. We'll go from here then. I don't think there's a heck of a lot I need to do as of this moment. So we have forces advancing over here. We will have reinforcements heading over to this area of China. At the end of the day, these settlements are fairly fortified, and they do have a good amount of troops within them. So they will be able to stand up. Okay. We'll have to go from here, see how it turns out. That's a lot of power. Have them transferred to Changchao. Okay, Koki. Hiru should be about, what, 4 days? Yeah, 4 days. Not long until she's ready. And that could not come soon enough. I don't know, do I go for a round of combat? I think we'll go for bombardment. Right, set your actual objective over here, that might help. There we go. We'll see how we go then. So what I will do then is end the turn here, so I'm just going to save it. We do have a plan, we do have a turn to go back to where things would be radically different if we landed Osthaven. But we'll see how that goes. So far, I don't feel like it's been a bad plan to land at Batavia. At the end of the day, we do have a hell of a lot to gain if we do land here. We do have resource production, heavy industry and light industry. Quite heavy port capacity and air capacity. It's actually worth quite a lot to us. It doesn't have any oil or refineries, but there is a lot of that nearby. Nearby? Technically on the same island. But yeah, there's actually quite a nice amount of industry over here, so in fairness it wouldn't be too bad to take it, and at least it would deny the Allies a major series of bases. So we'll go for that then. I'm still... Do we consider sending them into bomb? I don't think it's worth it. I think we need to get them and take them home to recover. They've had a hard time. As for over here, I think we'd have to build up a couple of divisions in Singapore if we were to assault that area. Okay. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the worst is not to come. Hopefully our destroyers and other ships do continue to pick off mines and ideally save the battleships. They should be okay. I think we will, if at any time in the series encounter losses now, then we'll have to find out. Well, we'll have to accept that really if we take Batavia. It depends really. Okay, here comes a bombardment. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of coastal guns here. 113 coastal guns. So our transports are on fire. We're receiving quite light losses, actually. Just need to get our forces ashore. If we can get any supplies ashore as well, that will definitely help us out, as we will have to stay in this area for some time. It may be that we go for a deliberate attack and try to force them out of Batavia, but we'll have to really, really hope for the best there. I think what we'll do then is we'll gain extra fuel in Kitabutai, then we'll send Kitabutai back down that way. Okay, so that light cruiser more than likely is down. Right, Ashigara, Haguro hits a mine. Right, it may simply not be worthwhile. We'll see what the results are. We may have to pull back. These mines are really quite deadly. But thankfully the battleships haven't been hit any further. The heavy cruisers should be able to take it. I don't think the light cruisers will, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, what was the effect of the bombardment? Right, so 125 casualties inflicted. 125 is actually, that's quite a lot of fires. I think this is where we pull back out. Bushido cannot remain here. It's difficult as well because we run the risk of heading into mines on the way out as well. Just mines are a pain in the arse. Right, 52 casualties inflicted there. That's pretty good. Hopefully that disruption will have a good impact. Okay, Seal, torpedo miss. Right. Let's see, do we have any luck here? There's a lot of danger in Batavia. Okay, 20 casualties. Right. More casualties. And at the end of the day, Bushido has inflicted over 600 casualties through her guns. So they've definitely done a lot of work there. So they do need to pull back out, and they will have to head to Hong Kong for repairs. At least what is capable will do. Well, what's damage will do. I think what is more or less capable, I think we'll form together with Goibutai and have them basically run like a sort of escort. Well, sort of like a defense, try and keep allied surface ships away. It's a really, really risky situation that we're in right now. If Singapore was ours, it would be a completely different story. but we'll see. I'm trying to... I feel like it might be at the point where we consider just trying a deliberate attack at Singapore, seeing what those defenses are like. It's definitely not an ideal situation. Okay. Yeah, here comes the air onslaught. Right, 1 Mitchell down though. Bloody hell, that's a lot. Okay. So that's another destroyed. We didn't receive any zeros. Shot down. Further 4 Mitchells damaged. That's so many aircraft. Seems they're flying from inland Java. There's a lot of submarines here now too. Okay, so that is another destroyed by flak. There's a lot of planes. I think we're doing quite well due to the fact that they don't have any torpedo bombers. If they'd had torpedo bombers here, it would have been a different story in my opinion. Right, we are shooting down to a... Right, now this is probably where we get attacked. Right, she got very lucky, but we will pull out there. She simply can't withstand a hit. If she gets hit, she's a long way from home. Yeah, I think we might have to go for a... I mean, a shock attack would probably be quite dangerous. It's one of those of where it could go very well, it could go incredibly wrong. But we'll see what the sort of power is of those forces there. Ah, it's actually stronger than I thought, but at least we'll be able to destroy it completely. Yeah, they're retreating. 221 casualties, 2,175 inflicted. They don't really have anywhere else to go then. Right, a deliberate attack. That should be quite effective. Hopefully we do drive them from the field. Yeah, I don't think we'll have any issues there. And then I believe we'll dispatch 9th Division to the south. Okay, see what the results are. So they have not retreated. But yeah, you look at that. I mean, a shock attack might even be worthwhile there. Actually, I think a shock attack will be the correct answer. I think we do have the numbers to really bring that to an end. Okay, so we have our deliberate attack over here, in the south, just on the coast. definitely a hard fight in here. Okay. That's the only force, really. I mean, we just have the 33rd Division. So I think a deliberate attack could probably do this, but it is going to be rather a risky operation. I don't think we have the strength. If I'd had 2 divisions, I think it would have been worth a shock attack, but I think only having the 1... We do have the Naval Guard. We have had good bombardment, so I think a deliberate attack will probably succeed. It's just difficult. We'll see if we still have troops unloading. Okay, well that's looking pretty good. If they can actually take them on. Yeah, shock attack definitely. There are some powerful cores down this way, but they seem to be the creme de la creme. Okay. So it doesn't appear that we've had any ships sink due to the mines, but we will be pulling out. Okay, a few forces arrived there. That's good to see. Right, let's inspect the damage. Okay, damage isn't too bad. Let's see that armament. But we don't have the ammunition for another bombardment. We do, but it wouldn't be very effective. So we are going to pull back, and we are going to head for Hong Kong, I do believe. So we'll move at cruise speed to ensure we are fine. There's a lot of... Wow. Don't know what that is. Okay. We have fuel enough. We'll head south. I don't know what that is, and it does worry me. If that's actually a capital ship, we need to try and destroy that. But there's plenty of ships around here that are in the business of destroying things. Okay, so I think a deliberate attack must be launched. We do have supplies for a couple days here, but we need obviously more. The assault strength isn't exactly great, so we'll launch a attack anyway. We do have some AA there, so at least that is something. That does worry me. It might be a heavy cruiser, but a heavy cruiser could fuck my shit. Okay. Hero, I need you. 3 days. Yeah, well, we've actually taken the settlement over here. Our armoured forces actually did make a headlong rush, and they did make it there. We do have a couple troops over that way. So what I'm going to be doing is continuing the pressure. I do have forces moving up to this settlement over here. We do have our forces moving up this way as well. So I think what it will be worth doing then is actually leaving behind just maybe a reconnaissance regiment, potentially. And the rest can move. And I think if we could try to secure that base, I don't think we'll be lucky in the fact that it will not be garrisoned, but we can bloody well hope. Perhaps 2 reconnaissance regiments forces will be wiser. Okay, move out. If we do strike lucky, it will definitely be a very bold and brave capture, but we'll have to hope for the best. Still no political points. Okay, we're going to launch a shock attack. Continue the deliberate attacks. Continue with the bombardment. That's a lot of fuel there. Right. Supposedly loading complete. We'll move him into Aminato, as it seems one of his ships does need repair. Okay, so we are unloading here a great deal of resources. These guys can set off back to Aminato, well, to Hakodate. We do have some other ships as well that I'll break up and send elsewhere. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll just form them all into one task force. We'll split them up accordingly then. I just need to make sure every ship is ready. Yeah, our bold strategies often pay off. We'll see. We will see. Okay. So at least the... Hello there, Naho. How you doing, my friend? So at least we can see that the resources are flowing into Japan, which is very good to see. I wonder if you can only have, like, one continuous supply from a settlement. I'm going to have to read up on that. Okay, so we did do well to secure this location. There's nothing really here, but at the end of the day, having captured that is well worth it, rather than spilling blood. So we'll hope for that to continue to pay off. We will have another division on its way. The 35th is on its way over here, so that's good. Another division is moving out to help our forces in the field. So we do need more. You're awesome sauce. That's good to hear, man. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I think we'll have one last turn. I am going to pull back with these forces. I do worry what we have brought about on ourselves. So what I'll do is I'll actually head down the coast. We'll see. We'll see. Well. Neuhauser did advise an invasion of Batavia. So we've actually landed around about 14 to 15,000 men at Batavia. And we are about to begin an assault there. So we did have Bushido enter into the port, and we've suffered damage. Like, our ships have suffered hits in the mines, but we are hoping that the bombardments will have done that work. We still have supplies still unloading, so we'll have to hope for the best. These guys are actually doing alright. They received very minimal damage. There's a lot of... it seems there's still some troops actually aboard. There's a lot of supplies to unload as well. I mean, some of these are absolutely buggered, but that's fine. Yeah, still a couple of troops to unload, a couple hundred troops, so that's fine. Ideally, we do take Batavia. That'd be really quite good. There's a lot of fires here, supposedly. I don't think there's much else to do beyond that. The economy should be ticking along quite nicely. When will you be able to start playing? Okay. So things are going well. More or less. We do have a Chinese counter-offensive over in this area over here. They did destroy a formation outright. So that's 49, almost 50,000 troops. Yeah, it's been a very busy episode in regards to the B-25s. But at the end of the day, they've only managed to launch 1 raid of 4 over here. And these zeros are really valuable. These zeros would have been absolutely brilliant on board Kitabutai. But once we do have aviation support, which is granted not very likely this time. I can't dock over here with Kitabutai. At least not the carriers, otherwise I could have taken them on board that way. But alas no. So what we'll do then is we'll advance the turn. This will be the final turn. We'll see how the Battle of Batavia goes. Okay. We'll hope the sacrifices are worth it. We do still have a save before the actual assault at the actual assault at Batavia. So if we decide, and whether people do decide to vote, we could, in fact, land at Osthaven instead. Like basically an alternate timeline. But we'll see. Would have been nice to hit that. Okay, looks like Bushido pulled out. Bushido pulled out, that's really a good result there. At least they didn't hit any mines. We did clear quite a few mines while we were there. Definitely tens of mines. Seems like the invasion task force actually pulled back there. Invade Alaska. But yes, if you guys are... Okay, if you guys are enjoying the stream, do consider supporting myself and the channel. It really does make a massive difference. And you know what, I really do enjoy having you guys here. It really is awesome. We are here for you. Right. Wow, I didn't expect those troops to arrive so quickly. Hopefully they actually do something well. Hopefully there's no resistance. We could be so lucky. Yeah, seems like the invasion task force has pulled out of Batavia as well. Probably not a bad idea considering that they're going to be really without support. We'll keep them nearby Goibudai. So at least if we need more supplies we can actually send them back in. Hopefully this situation does turn out positive. We did land a good few thousand tons of supplies, so at least they will have enough supplies for a couple of days. But we'll send them back in, I'd imagine. Right, so Bushido pulled out without any mines, so that's good. I believe we have Kibutai in the area, and I forgot to actually change her bombers. Doctrine, which is irritating, so probably might lose a few bombers there accidentally. That's a good amount of casualties. Superb. So the situation in China is developing quite interestingly. At least we are seeing the Chinese actually attempt a counterattack in the north, which in fairness is probably, it's going to be beatable. I can drive it back. It's going to cost me, but I can drive it back. But at the end of the day, if that actually means that the Chinese troops are tied up in the north against my well-dug-in defences, then at least that means they're not elsewhere trying to thwart me. We'll hope for the best. Okay, I mean, they hit the airfield there, which in reality doesn't mean anything to me. But we are seeing the red tigers. Sorry, the flying tigers. Right, supposedly a heavy cruiser there, but that's the one I'm looking at. We'll see what we find. Right, we actually did torpedo the destroyer there, and we actually sank her, which is actually quite a nice result there. That's really lovely. Yeah, the Chinese are slowly killing your planes. What I'm trying to do is actually get aviation support into China. So we are using the planes that we have available, but we will just come to a point where we just cease all air activity and have them recover so that we can actually send them over to the aviation support centres. We've paid for my inexperience there by not having them supported, but... Right, so we have Detroit and... right, Renai? I don't know how you pronounce that. But that is quite a dangerous thing, but we should be able to defeat them if it does go into surface combat. It's the battleship force I'm rather interested in. Okay, is there actually any troops here? I really hope there aren't. Right, there's definitely some allied troops. Don't be a lot, don't be a lot, don't be a lot. 800 troops? Okay. I could probably beat that. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, looks like reinforcements just arrived. Right, this shock attack, I think will definitely work out. I mean, we have armor, we have a division, we have like 2 brigades, a base force. Why not? I didn't mean to actually send the base force, but we have it. It's there. All against 75 AV. I think we should be able to crush them utterly. Okay, see what the results are. Say retreat. I was hoping they would surrender, to be fair. Okay, casualties 194. Almost 6,000 casualties inflicted, though. That's fantastic. I need to keep up that pressure. Okay, now this is the one that matters. I mean, there's a decent amount of strength here, so I really don't know if we'll be successful. I'm hoping the division will be enough. I mean, that's 417. That is actually quite a lot of power there. So we'll have to see. We do have some Naval Guard. We do have some SNLF. We do have some extra Guard as well. A little bit of AA and a few engineers. I really do hope it's enough. I think it's going to be a very long and bloody battle. Okay, it doesn't seem like we'll drive them out. Right, yeah, we don't drive them out. It's not a major difference, so I think if we keep up the attack, we could probably do this. 666 casualties, number of the beast. But this is not bad, 553 casualties inflicted. I reckon we could probably keep that up and might be victorious. Alright, those losses are ridiculous. Okay, hopefully we might be able to defeat this force. Okay, so rather interesting turn. At least Bushido has made it out of Batavia with no damage, which is good news. We do need to go back in there and keep unloading supplies, really. But there's quite a lot of enemy forces in that area, so we'll see what we can do. Okay. So... Right, destruction fatigue. Right, we are aware that there are actual forces here that are dangerous. I do wish I could target them. How many aircraft do we actually have? What is their condition? Fatigue is definitely up there. Pilot's fatigue isn't too bad. We do have torpedoes. What is the state of the fighter complement? We still have 63. It's still a formidable amount, I'm not going to lie. Alright, reduce the number on combat air patrol. I do need to hit what is over here. Okay. I might lose aircraft, but if I can hit something worthwhile, that will be good. And in fairness, I don't have that many aircraft to lose. Wow, I'm actually out of dive bombers here. Fair enough. I think we definitely do have to keep up the deliberate attacks. Right, in fairness, you need to go back. I still have these battleships. So let's see. Form a new task force. Okay, so I think this task force will be sent home, this one will remain nearby. We'll have them guard around this area, I reckon. Okay, so they're going to guard Batavia. As we do clearly have enemies moving in. Yes, it definitely is Heart of Iron 2 music. Okay, these troops are going to be a pain in the ass. Try and deliberate attack. I think I'm going to try to intercept that. You've actually had some damage. Right, you're going to continue moving. I mean, if it is supposedly heavy cruisers, then getting a submarine in there will definitely cause some damage. Right, it's quite a few destroyers then, actually. I need to definitely work on my aviation support. But that will come next time, so thank you ladies and gentlemen for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far, and do let me know what your thoughts are on the situation in Batavia. Do we continue the assault there, or do we go back to the save we made before? It's still a possibility, and there's no shame. Newhouser's idea is a good one. I just think it's one of those where we'll let people decide. It is a intriguing one nonetheless. We still have a Kidabutai, which is running arguably low on fuel, but at the end of the day, we need to keep them in the area if that is actually combat ships. If this is actually drawing out the allied surface combat ships, it might work to our advantage in the end, but we'll see. We should still have, like, let's see, how many resources do we have here? Sorry, supplies. We do have a good number of supplies here, but we could do with actually unloading more. The next stream will probably be Tuesday, more than likely. As tomorrow night I will be going out and playing Airsoft again. So until next time, thank you ladies and gentlemen. Please do consider supporting myself and the channel. It makes all the difference in the world. Goodbye for now, guys. Do comment below if you have any questions, and I'll endeavour to answer them. Goodbye.